What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. How are you all doing? We are talking today about Survival Hunter in the live game. So we're level 60. What are you going to do when you're leveling from 60 to 70? Let me just move this over here. There we go. What's that going to look like? What talent should you take? I've got a build for you here and some testing I'm going to show you on the dummy. And, yeah, we're going to jump right into it. The first thing I do want to say about Survival Hunter, unfortunately, is that their talent tree is pretty limited. The way that it's kind of structured, specifically the spec tree, but also the bottom of the class tree, is really limited in terms of how you're able to allocate your points. So this bottom row here, these last 3 points right here, Master Marksman, Keen Eyesight, Beastmaster, they're all 2-pointers, which means they really limit how much you can go down beneath them, which is very frustrating. But here's a basic outline of a build that you're going to want to run for Survival Hunter if you're planning on playing it in Dragonflight and you want to level from 60 to 70. This is the build that you should go for. It's a very baseline, standard stock kind of version of Survival Hunter that really mimics the Bombardier playstyle from the tier set bonus in Shadowlands. So you can see I've got Bombardier down here. I'll talk all about that in a minute. But basically, this is the bomb build. That's what you're looking at here. And it'll serve you very, very well as you're leveling up in Dragonflight. So let's look at the class tree really quick, and we're going to talk about what you're going to take over here that will make your experience sort of leveling up in the open world and maybe doing some dungeons, like what's going to be really good there. A couple things I want to highlight, first of all. Number one, we get Survival of the Fittest, which is a defensive that we did not have before, and all hunters get this now, which is really great, and you can even buff it by lowering its cooldown and increasing its duration. You can lower its cooldown even more with Born to be Wild. So my Survival of the Fittest cooldown is now 2 minutes, which is really, really great. So those are some really good talent choices there. Tar Trap's always really good in the open world. If you're trying to kite away from enemies, if you potentially might be dying. You've got Intimidation, which gives your pet a stun, which is also very good for leveling. Generally speaking, leveling as a Survival Hunter is not very difficult because you can just, of course, continuously heal your pet, and your pet is going to take all the aggro for you. So that's not really a big deal. But Intimidation is just great to have in general for leveling, and also if you're doing normal and heroic dungeons, you can stun some important mobs. Another big one is Camouflage. Camouflage is actually really cool. You can only use this out of combat, but remember that you can like feign death basically, and that will drop you from combat. And then you can pop Camouflage, and people, mobs that are in the open world, if you're potentially getting chased down or killed because you wandered into like an elite area or something, it's a quick and easy way to get out of combat and to heal yourself back up. It's also just a way to heal you and your pet back up in between pulls, in between big pulls out in the open world when you're questing. So, or if you're going to have war mode on, this is also very, very helpful. If you're running around in war mode in Dragonflight, then Camouflage is going to serve you very, very well. So, it's an awesome 1-point talent. Love it. We got buffs to Exhilaration here, 20% of your maximum health, a couple of other things. Now, as we get to the bottom of the tree here, this gets a little bit frustrating. As I said, as you're leveling in Dragonflight, I would strongly encourage you to come down here and get Alpha Predator. It's basically mandatory, in my opinion. Once you get to level 70, there's actually a bunch of other builds that open up. But if you're only stuck at level 60 right now, you really do need to get Alpha Predator. Kill Command is your only way to generate focus for Survival Hunter. You can also get Flanking Strike, of course. It gives you 30 focus, but you'd have to talent into that. This is your primary way of getting focus back. And it also does a good amount of damage. It puts a bleed on enemies because of Bloodseeker. But really, you having 2 charges of this like really ensures that you're going to be able to continuously get your focus back, which is very, very important. There's no other ability that sort of consistently gives you focus back except for Kill Command. So while you're leveling, I would encourage you guys to come down here, get Beastmaster, get Improved Kill Command, and get Alpha Predator instead of Killer Instinct. You want those 2 charges, and it's really going to help smooth out your gameplay so that you have a steady amount of focus generation when you need it. Okay? So that's the class side of the tree. That's all the stuff I kind of wanted to highlight over there. some good defensives, good little camouflage action here. Then you need to come down and get the Alpha Predator stuff. There is also serrated shots, which is a good little bonus to your bleed damage and Serpent Sting damage, which you will be applying. And you will notice I don't actually have Serpent Sting talented, but we are still going to be able to apply Serpent Sting through 2 different means, and it's very, very cool how this works. So let me show you. On the spec side, down here you have a thing called Viper's Venom. This got sort of changed. This used to be something very different, but now it's called Viper's Venom. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite have a 30% chance to apply Serpent Sting to your target for free. Very good. Actually really, really strong on boss fights, because I mean, we don't even have Serpent Sting talented, and we're still going to get it for free when we're pressing our Mongoose Bite, which we are talented into. The second way you can get Serpent Sting is with Wildfire Infusion. Of course, if you end up getting the Volatile Bomb, which is the green bomb, it will cause Serpent Stings now to be applied to all enemies that get hit by it. It never used to do that, but it does it now. It applies Serpent Sting on up to 3 targets. I'm sorry. So this will give you some Serpent Sting action, even though you can't talent into it. Now, if your enemies already have Serpent Sting on them, then this will also cause extra damage to anybody that's got Serpent Sting already on them. It's called Volatile Bomb for a reason. So that's how that works there. Those are the 2 ways that you're going to get Serpent Sting on your enemies. Now, we talk about a couple more things in the spec side of the tree. This build, as I mentioned before, focuses almost entirely on Wildfire Bombs, okay? You're going to have Wildfire Bomb. We have a buff to, we have Guerrilla Tactics here, so we have 2 charges, more damage. Improved Wildfire Bomb gives us even more damage. And then I've got even, oh no, that's not Wildfire Bomb damage down there. We could come down here and get Explosives Expert later at level 70, but this is kind of the Wildfire Bomb line going down this way. And then, of course, you've got Wildfire Infusion being the big one at the very end. Once you hit level 70, you are going to pick up Fury of the Eagle and a couple of other things. But for now, we just have the buffs to the bombs. On the right side of the tree, we're going to have Mongoose Bite. And I want to make sure I talk about Mongoose Bite for a second because it's really important. So in Shadowlands and in previous expansions, we've had to choose between Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite. And the choice was between taking a talent called Tip of the Spear or Mongoose Bite. Now, Tip of the Spear used to buff Raptor Strike's damage by 25% every time you press Kill Command. It stacks up to 3 times. Now you get both. You can go get Mongoose Bite and have the buff, Tip of the Spear, apply to Mongoose Bite, which is really, really crazy. It's really, really good. Mongoose Bite is also just better than Raptor Strike. It's not better on the first attack. So you can see Raptor Strike here does 48, almost 4,900 damage. Mongoose Bite only does 4,400 damage. So call it a 500 damage difference, okay? Raptor Strike does 500 more damage than Mongoose Bite does. But what happens if I hit Mongoose Bite once? If I hit Mongoose Bite once, all my Mongoose Bites in this window are now going to do 15% more damage. So Mongoose Bite now does 5,000 damage. It does more than Raptor Strike. So obviously, now my window's gone. I'd have to reapply my window. Now watch what happens if I hit multiple Mongoose Bites. 1, 2, 3. Let's do a Kill Command. 4. And 5. There. Now, all my Mongoose Bites for the next 7 seconds are doing 75% more damage. Look at the damage here. 8,600 damage versus the 4,800 damage. So, it's really, really important to understand how that works, because Mongoose Bite and Tip of the Spear used to be really, really competitive talents for each other. Now you essentially get both, and you should always take Mongoose Bite, in my opinion. Always. Because as soon as you press Mongoose Bite once, it's doing more damage than Raptor Strike, and it will just continue to do more damage over and over and over again. So it's only that first Mongoose Bite that does less damage than Raptor. So if you were running a build where you only pressed Raptor Strike or Mongoose Bite once every, like, 10 seconds or something, then fair enough. Raptor Strike would be the better play. But realistically, you're going to be able to press Mongoose Bite more often than that, especially when you're leveling up in Dragonflight and when you're doing normal and heroic dungeons as you're leveling up. Once you get to a boss fight, you'll be very, very happy that you have Mongoose Bite and you're able to get this huge stacking multiplicative damage multiplier going on. So I just want to make sure I mention that really quickly, that Mongoose Bite is incredibly strong now, especially because you get Tip of the Spear, which will buff it. Finally, second last thing on the spec tree, we're going to take Butchary. There's literally no reason to ever take Carve over Butchary. Carve, yes, has a lower cooldown, and you could potentially get more Wildfire Bomb resets off of it, but realistically, the damage that comes out of Butchery is just way, way too good. So, did I have a test here? Do I have an AoE test? I guess not. That's fine. I'll show you the damage from Butchery in a second. Here we go. Look at Butchery's damage here. It did my highest DPS. Carve does like 3 times less damage than Butchery does. So even though Carve kind of has this infinite, like you can go infinite with Carve where you're always able to press it every 4.6 seconds, the reality is the damage you're getting at a Butchery is just so much better, right? It's almost 4 times as much damage. It's like 3.5 times as much damage. So realistically speaking, you want to take Butchery. It will be very, very good for you, okay? Now, the final piece of this build is, of course, going to be Coordinated Assault. And if you have played Survival Hunter in Shadowlands, this cooldown is now different than it used to be in Shadowlands. So in Shadowlands, it used to just give you like 20% more damage overall for you and your pet, and it was good. But now it says you and your pet, you do initial damage, so it's actually an attack now. You do 4,000 physical damage to an enemy, and now your Wildfire Bomb gets 20% more initial damage, and then your kill shot will bleed enemies for 50% of kill shot's damage over 6 seconds, which is interesting. Very, very good for single target. Now, underneath that, we have Coordinated Kill. Coordinated Assault is active. Your cooldown of Wildfire Bomb is reduced. It generates 10 focus when you throw it, and kill shot's cooldown is reduced by 50%. Kill shot can be used on any target regardless of their health. Okay, so now you can see where we're getting into the Wildfire Bomb stuff and kill shot stuff. Now, the bottom talent has Birds of Prey, which makes kill shot cleave during Coordinated Assault, which is very interesting. It's a different build that is not quite as good as the Bombardier build, in my opinion, but it's an interesting idea. What we're going to play with today is the Bombardier. So, Wildfire Bomb's cooldown is reset at the start and end of Coordinated Assault. So, the Bombardier playstyle in Shadowlands for Season 4 was spam kill command until you get a proc on your bomb, and then you throw that juiced up bomb. And then it doesn't incur a cooldown, and you get to keep repeating that cycle, and you have infinite bombs. They've changed that now to this version of Bombardier, saying Wildfire Bomb's cooldown is now reset at the start and end of Coordinated Assault. So what you want to do now is dump all of your bombs before you press Coordinated Assault, then press it, and it'll give you 2 charges of bombs back. Then you dump your bombs, because during Coordinated Assault, you have 50% cooldown reduction on Wildfire Bomb. So you're just throwing bombs, watching which Wildfire Bomb you get, and trying to play off of that. And then you want to spend all of your Wildfire Bomb charges before Coordinated Assault ends, because as soon as it ends, you'll get 2 charges of your bombs back again. Let me show you what that looks like, okay? I'll show you the whole rotation here. And then I'm going to show it to you kind of slowly, and then I'll show you with what Coordinated Assault. So right now, this Wildfire Bomb is the wrong icon. Let's see if we can get it to be the right one. Nope, it'll switch in a second. Here's what the rotation looks like. It's quite simple. It's all about your bombs. It's all about Wildfire Infusion. So we're going to start off with a kill command. We're going to throw our first bomb. We got a blue bomb. So we're going to get our bleed going. There, we have 3 bleeds going. Then we'll throw another bomb. Okay. We got our bleed bomb back again. So we're going to do shrapnel bomb, and then we're going to do Butchery, Mongoose bite, Butchery. Oh, I didn't get it off time. I did. There we go. You want to try and get as many bleeds out as you can. Now, we'll spend 1 more bomb here, and then we're going to pop Coordinated Assault, okay? Bomb, and then Butchery, 1 more bomb. Then we press Coordinated Assault. Here we go. Boom. We get our bomb charges back. There we go. Now we're going to go crazy with our bombs. Okay? Bomb, bomb, bomb. The cooldown of our bombs is much lower than it was before. Throw our bombs. I'll do a kill shot just for fun. Throw another bomb. Now, my Coordinated Assault is 4 seconds away from ending. I'm going to throw a bomb. Coordinated Assault is coming off cooldown, and I'm going to get my bomb charges back. There, I got 2 bomb charges back. There we go. See how that works? And we'll keep going. Now we're back into our regular rotation. Okay, I'm going to do kill command, spread that around, do my pheromone bomb, Butchery, get some of these going. I'm going to kill command to get my focus back. Then I'm going to throw shrapnel bomb and Butchery to get the bleed from shrapnel bomb going. Get as many bleeds out as I can. Okay. There's my Mongoose Bite window. I got a big amount of Mongoose Bite damage there. Now, we got our Volatile Bomb. Throw that out. Okay. Now we got Shrapnel Bomb back. We're going to throw it. And we're going to press Butchery and Mongoose Bite and Butchery to get the AoE bleed. There we go. Now, I'm tab targeting through these enemies, and I'm pressing Mongoose Bite every time I'm tab targeting, because it has a chance to put a Serpent Sting on the enemies, right? So, there, I just got one right there. See that? And I'm going to tab target. Hit one there. I didn't get one there. That's okay. Another bomb. Here we go. Bomb into Butchery 3 times to get the maximum bleed going. And then we have Volatile Bomb. We're going to keep going until we get Coordinated Assault back. Okay? Another bomb. Here we go. And Butchery. We're going to hold Butchery for a sec because we got a Shrapnel Bomb coming, which, again, is the bleed bomb. We want to make sure we do that. And I'm Mongoose biting enemies to try and get Serpent. Okay. Shrapnel Bomb. Butchery. Butchery. We'll get one more Butchery in there to get the triple bleed going. See, they all have 3 stacks of bleeds now. Okay. Coordinated Assault is back. So let's spend our bomb charges right now and then press Coordinated Assault. Boom. We got our bombs back. There we go. That's how you want to do it. You need to dump your bomb charges before you get Coordinated Assault going. Okay? Okay, another bomb. Let's go. Butchery. Bomb. We'll use a free kill shot. Another bomb. Another bomb. Now, Coordinated Assault ended, and we got our bomb charges back there. You saw it a second ago. That's the basic rotation. When you're outside of Coordinated Assault, you're bouncing between your bombs and Kill Command. Now we're going to do Shrapnel Bomb into some bleeding here. There we go. That's the basic rotation. You don't even have Serpent Sting. You're applying Serpent Sting for free with your Mongoose Bite, which is why you want to weave those in every once in a while. Okay. You can see I'm applying Serpent Stings there. And Mongoose Bite just ends up doing actually a lot of damage for us. You'll see it in the end when we look at it. We got Shrapnel Bomb coming up, so I'm going to hold my Butchery here. Here we go. Shrapnel Bomb now into Butchery 3 times to get the triple bleed going. And then we've got a Volatile Bomb. Great. That's going to keep our Serpent Stings up. Okay. I'm just Mongoose biting here to spend my focus. Because I have 2 charges of Kill Command, I have so much extra focus. And I'm going to Mongoose bite this target because it doesn't have a Serpent Sting. Try and apply that. And we didn't get it, but that's okay. All right. There's the build there. Let's go passive on the pet there. That's how the build works. Let's look at the damage breakdown. Look at Mongoose Bite. Isn't that crazy? Look at how high it is. Even on an AoE rotation, my Butchery and Mongoose Bite are like basically tied, even though Butchery is my big AoE ability. So it's simply because I want to be pressing it to get Viper's Venom to proc my Serpent Sting. Look how much damage Serpent Sting did. I didn't even take Serpent Sting as a talent. I don't even have it talented. But it still did 8% of our damage because of our bombs that we're throwing with Wildfire Infusion and because of Mongoose Bite applying Serpent Sting for us. So when you're out leveling in the open world and you only have 1 or 2 targets, you know, Mongoose Bite is going to be the best button that you can press because it's going to do a lot of damage, as you can see right here. And it also is going to add those Serpent Stings for free, which is just amazing extra damage. But as you also saw, in the Coordinated Assault window, it's just bomb, bomb, Butchery, bomb, Butchery, bomb, bomb, Butchery. Like, that's basically what you're doing. Weave in a couple kill commands, okay? And then when Coordinated Assault ends, you get your bombs back. So, basically, Coordinated Assault, you need to think of it this way. Coordinated Assault does a little bit of upfront damage, and then it also gives you 4 charges of Wildfire Bomb. That's what Coordinated Assault does for you with the Bombardier passive included. You get 2 charges right away and 2 charges at the end. And if you play it correctly, you get 4 free charges of Wildfire Bomb, which is very significant with Wildfire Infusion. So that's how the build works, and this is your damage breakdown here. You can see the kill command for my cat really good. All my bombs are coming in there, doing lots of different damage. This build is really fun, easy to execute, and will be easy for you to play while leveling in Dragonflight. We're not going to have any of the Covenant abilities while we're leveling in Dragonflight, so I didn't want to make sure not to include any of those here. Once you get to level 70, let me just say at the end here really quickly, once you get to level 70, there are multiple kind of options that you can do. If you want to continue with the Wildfire Bomb playstyle, you can get Explosive Expert here for 2 more seconds off the cooldown of your bombs. So that would be 2 points. You'll have 5 points to spend here in the end. So 2 points there. And then your other 3 points, you can go 1 into Fury of the Eagle and 2 into Ruthless Marauder. And Fury of the Eagle is the Legion artifact ability that's now coming back. It cools down your bombs. So it's really, really cool. Critical strike chance increased by 50% against any target. Once you take Ruthless Marauder, Fury of the Eagle now gains bonus critical strike chance against targets below a certain percentage health threshold. Fury of the Eagle critical strikes reduce the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb and Flanking Strike. It'll be by 1 second because you're going to put 2 points into Ruthless Marauder. So you'll get 1 second off of your bombs every time Fury of the Eagle crits, and it'll have a massively increased chance to crit against enemies. Just put it that way. I've tested this on the beta server. So this is an additional cooldown that you'll have in your build, which is very, very cool, and it does a decent amount of damage on its own, and it also will reduce the cooldown of your bombs. Once again, leaning really hard into this playstyle of the Bombardier. So you can get 2 seconds into Explosive Expert, and then 3 points into here to give you the Fury of the Eagle, further reducing the cooldown of your bombs. On the class side of things, you really do have a choice. You can come over here and get Serpent Sting and get like Hydra's Bite. You could also get Poison Injection, which I have been playing around with and I've been enjoying a lot. You see how many times we pressed Mongoose Bite in that rotation. I pressed it 55 times. That could be consuming poison injectors from your Serpent Stings that you're getting for free from the Mongoose Bite itself or from Wildfire Infusion. So you could take Poison Injection, which was a legendary from Shadowlands, or you could keep it simple and go Keen Insight into Arctic Bola into Explosive Shot. Or you could go Master Marksman into Explosive Shot, whatever you want to do. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 points. You only get 5 extra points, right? So this is something that you can absolutely do, and Explosive Shot will do a significant amount of damage for you, especially in dungeons, normal and heroic dungeons when you're leveling up, or on big packs if you're trying to do a quest where you have to hunt down like a bunch of different enemies at once. Explosive Shot actually just does a lot of damage, and the more targets, the merrier. It's an uncapped AoE button. The other one you could do is, of course, Death Chakram. You could take that, and that's perfectly acceptable as well. It also helps you to generate focus. So on single target fights, it's very, very good when paired with Mongoose Bite, where you can just press Death Chakram, and then just Mongoose Bite, Mongoose Bite, Mongoose Bite, and you basically won't run out of focus. So there are a lot of options on the class side of the tree. It's really up to you what you want to do with your last couple of points, but if you want to do the Bombardier build on the spec side, you're going to grab Fury of the Eagle plus 2 points in Marauder, and then 2 points in Explosive Expert to give you more cooldown on your bombs. So it's all about your bombs all day long. If you enjoy that playstyle, this is a perfectly acceptable leveling build for you in Dragonflight. It'll serve you very well, I promise. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that so much. Thank you guys so much for all the subs that you've had in the last couple weeks and month. The channel's really been exploding. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this build in the comments down below and leveling up in Dragonflight. I would love to hear from you in those comments down below. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.